2020. Happy 2020. You know what I'm saying? Forex Fargo here. You know, this is my first webinar I've done in a while. You know what I mean? This is my move for the day. I'm about to bless y'all with some free analysis. Y'all just gotta enjoy this song real quick. Tito drive, I maneuver the whip. Skirt, I'm about to close, I maneuver the fit. Hey, mama, I'm up like I'm stumbling. Look at the stores that I'm running in. Make a come and she come again. Hey. So we got this little list right here. About to go over like 8 shares out of this, like 12 altogether. AU, EU, GA, TCAD, CN. Welcome. US Oil, Gold, USD Cash, ACAD, AD something, USD, JPY. Up in the spot, where you at? Looking for, where you at? So, point blank, he gonna ride with your boy. Y'all can fast forward to the first 2 minutes. I'll tell y'all to do that. What you need to understand is who I am in the price of nothing changes. But y'all like because I keep it so. Fabio Bay, I'ma need at least a bottle a day. Little homie trying to follow my ways. I'm so proud of my gang. 130. They're so proud of my gang. Spit heat. They're so proud of my fame. Power. Need money and power. Sour. Tito. Circle the stop for an hour. Actually, is louder. You never see me. All right. Not promise. Then I give you a Bowser. Can't wait to the Chevy. All right. So, anyways, first thing I'm gonna start off with is AU. All right. So as we can see on AU, we're having a broken. We actually hold on. Sorry, 1 second. So yeah, let me just show you what I'm looking at. I'm looking for buys, and I'm gonna tell you why. I actually told you guys I was looking for buys from down here, right? So I did something like this. You know, trend lines, keep it very basic. My trading is not that difficult, you know what I'm saying? That's why everyone always asking for the formula. There's no particular formula. It's just looking for trades that make sense, right? So look, as we can see over here from this descending trend line, we had a break around December. You know, we came all the way up to this, 70 cents or whatever, came down, rejected off of this zone, came back up a little bit, right? As you can see, we kind of had like a head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder right there, kind of like lines up to a T. It's actually also lined up perfectly with our 69, 250 area, something like that, a little quarter theory if people, prefer to trade like that. On the contrary, what I'm also looking at, okay, not only are we having this little, respectable bounce and shit like that off of this trend line, I'm also looking on this descending trend line. Here we're coming back to retest it. I'm also looking at this ascending trend line that I drew, and it has been respected since, October, right? So we can see AU from the downside has been slowly making its way. So this little bubble right here is an area of interest for me, and I'm actually looking for longs. So this holds, I'm looking for longs all the way up back to the upside. It should take like a couple weeks or something like that, right? If I get stopped out of this, it is what it is. But you're talking about 185 pips. People always want good risk-reward ratios. If you was in my group or whatever, my maximum stop loss is like 30, 35 pips or whatever. On this one right here, AU moves pretty slow. So, we'll target something like this. Right, so that's what I'm looking at on AU, okay? On GA, right, this trend line has been here since December. However, since, we could call it last quarter or whatever, quarter four, we've been on this nice bullish run. We had Boris Johnson get elected, and then we had some other stuff going on with some conservative shit. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, so USA, so I'm not really sure what's going on overseas. All I can tell you is that, once again, I'm going based off of what I see. From a monthly time frame, you can see that it's hella bullish, right? I told everyone a few days ago not to worry about these GPP pairs, because if we are going to, keep up with the trend, we still have about, to the upside, we still have about 350 pips or so, right? Just on GA alone, right? GA, GCAD, GJ, so on and so forth. There's a little bit more room. There's like 400 to 500 pips on those pairs, right? So monthly time frame, we see that, we're bullish as fuck. This is almost not engulfing, but it's almost engulfing the body of this crazy ass fucking wick that happened in December. That was with elections. If you guys didn't pay attention, this whole thing was elections right here. So it spiked all the way up to a high, came up again, then it fucking died down, came to this fucking demand zone or whatever. It shot up, respected this demand zone, as you can see. Just indicating from the wick off of here, you can see that this demand zone, this body of this weekly candle wick right here is pretty much inside of the entire zone. So what happened in this week of January, the first week of January, we came all the way up. We had a nice bull run of what? From here, we had like a 270 pip bull run. Then we had a retracement and shit like that. The retracement actually came all the way back down, which was a fake out. It's just an institutional level right here to get, as you can see, it stopped at this 87, 735 or some shit like that, and then continued all the way up. Once again, working your way from high time frame analysis down to low time frame execution. We'll go down to a daily. We can see at the top what has been happening. You can see you each reach a level of area of resistance right here. So what I'm going to do now, I know I have my zone right here. My zone's been here for a couple of reasons. I like trading out of this area. So I'm actually not going to do this, but what we will write, for those that are new, because I'm about to put this in the Forex Fargo channel. It's got like 300 plus people. Hopefully a lot of people look at this. If not, it is what it is, but try to learn something. What am I doing? Lost my train of thought. I apologize. Just trying to edit this line. Well, yeah, I'm not allowed to do that. Text. Whatever. Just know this line at the top is resistance. So, anyways, 4 hour time frame. Bang, 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 bang. Prices retesting once again. 1, 2, 3. So you can call this a triple top within January 22nd. And then January 24th. So what I'm looking for, since we did break this trend line right here, we had a break in the slight retest, but on a daily level, I'm looking for a retest from a daily. What I learned from Uncle Ted. What up, Nero? I'm about to put this in the Telegram. I'm recording the thing right now. Let me actually make sure it's recording. I did this recording. I'm also on IG Live as well, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not flipping the screen around and shit. So anyways, on GA, that's what I'm looking at. I'm actually looking for a retest on this daily trend line right here. I will be looking for longs, something like this. GA, no bullshit, pisses me off or whatever like that. So like buy limits and manual entries and just getting in and out, you know what I'm saying? Like that works better for me. It is what it is. But here you go, looking for something like this. You can take profit anywhere along here, wherever you feel comfortable. But to give you an idea what I would be looking for, I'd be busting down to like, let me see, a 2 hour or 1 hour, just to see kind of like what the see what the price action is looking at. And I'm not perfect with price action. I still make minor mistakes. For those that don't know, I'm like a full year into trading. I've learned about trading, since 2016 and shit. So I've been on my journey for some years. However, and if I'm being honest, talking about like when it like actually like stuck out and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like it stuck out for me like last year when I wanted to make a change. So down this level right here, you guys see how all these wicks stopped at 1.91, 1.91 on GA. Expect it to come down again, before continuing all the way up, or expect this level to be broken to the downside a little bit. However, I still, like I said, I'm just still bullish overall. Enough with that one. On GN, what I did for you guys previously, I want everyone to understand I don't have a problem using fibs. I don't have a problem using RSI. You see on my charts or whatever like that when I screenshot and post off of my MT4, that sometimes I have the RSI or whatever. The RSI is effective from like a daily and a 4 hour or whatever like that in terms of me. The EMAs work at a 250 EMA. Which is why sometimes you see my entries, they'll be like right at that EMA. And it's not until I fucking take the screenshot where I realize it, like, oh, wow, that makes sense. But for those that, are new to my style of trading, intraday trader, a swing trader, I take whatever I want from the market, and I don't mean it like that. But I want you guys to understand what I see over here. So I'll do this again for you guys. We can draw a trend line from this area right here. So this is a candle line. All right. So if we go to our zone, once again, I want to do this from a weekly time frame so everyone can understand. we go from our zone, we can see that the bullish move, even though from last week, you know, it happened at the top of the zone, it retested, and then, you know, went all the way up there. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to draw my fib retracement just from the bottom of the zone, because this is like, even though the move happened really down here, you know, I'll do this to show you why. Everyone likes 61 8, you know, to be their area of interest, right? So let me just show you guys something. All right, so this is how you work your confluences for you. All right, I didn't realize I had that already. Okay, so what we're looking for, we had a break on this one, we had a break on this ascending trend line, but we're also waiting for a second, third, fourth bounce off of this ascending trend line, once again from December. All right, so once this comes all the way back down here, I'll be looking for buys as well once again. Reasons for this confluence is I got 3 confluences showing you guys right here. You know, respecting the 61.8 fib level, you know what I'm saying, golden pocket. I don't really be trading like that, but like if you want to, that's one confluence for you. Another confluence, you can have a retest of the ascending trend line, or you can have a retest of the descending broken trend line on the higher time frame. So it's all up to you, but it also comes down to what you see when you're busting down to the smaller time frames. Okay, so when you drop down to the smaller time frame, what it is that you're looking at, you know, are you looking for you just gotta look at the price action and shit, right? So looking for something like this. And once again, if price happens to break a little bit lower, right? If price does happen to break a little bit lower, I'm not gonna be discouraged, because my overall analysis is that, you know, that my bias is still long. You know, so like I'm not gonna change my bias because I lost a position. You know what I'm saying? Like same way I haven't changed my bias on oil if y'all been following me. I've been fucking up on oil for, you know, for a little bit, but when I get it right, I'm gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what I'm not worried about. So if we get this entry right over here, right? If we do, you know, kind of do into a pullback, we have all of this room, right? Usually I'm just trading from zone to zone. So since I missed the break, right? Like that's 300 pips from this entry if it does happen, right? Besides that, you can hold there and just continue to move all the way up, right? So you never know what is going to happen. You just have to remember to remain optimistic. I can tell you guys a whole bunch of other ones, talk about buy limits and sell limits and shit. But like, once again, this is not a signal. This is just my analysis right here, okay? So that's been 3 so far. We'll go on to GCAD. Once again, these are all very similar, very similar. Before, I'm upset I actually deleted this because on my group, and I don't have it anymore. However, when we was doing the group, I told people down here, you know, you can see this is already here. You know what I'm saying? Like blah, 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 1, 2, 3, you know, area interest, you know, watch out for the trend line, so on and so forth. So once again, you know, if I draw the fib, I guarantee somewhere down here, there'll be a 61.8 level. Look, I'm actually going to do the eclipse before I do the fucking fib, so you guys can understand, like, it's all the same. It doesn't matter how you trade. You know, and the reason I don't use the fibs is because I have a pretty good idea of when I was using them of how they work, right? What did I tell you? Between 50 and 61, and I'll leave that there for you guys, because at the end of the day, when you stick to something and you do it consistently every fucking day, you know what I'm saying, without giving up and, you know, becoming resilient and persevering over all of this dumb shit, it's going to be secondhand nature to you guys, right? So once again, I'm just going to move this over here, right? We'll do that. We'll put this to the upside, right? 35 pips, it is what it is, all the same shit. Once again, these are swing trade positions. You know, you can enter as tight as stop loss. That's why I'm also going to go over some secondary bids, because I don't always trade these. Sometimes they be fucking pissing me off, if I'm being honest, right? So, you know, from that entry, you could get like, you know, something right there, top of this zone, you know, top of these wicks. You know what I mean? So like, you know, figure out where your take profits want to be, okay? So that's what we're looking at on GCAD. GJ, look at that. So we're retesting 2019 May highs, but as we can see, you know, here, I'm so glad this is here right here, okay? So this buy stop that everyone can see on my screen, all right, this buy stop says, buy stop at 147.55, TP1, TP2, right? 755, 755, 47.50, 147.55, somewhere like this. You know what I'm saying? That was a little while ago. Anyways, once again, If we are looking at this, right, I don't even have to do any of this. This trend line's already here. This trend line's been respected since September, right? So if we extend this, we just extend our trend line on GJ like this. Doop, 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 doop. No, don't make it fit. You know what I mean? Just let it do its thing. We will be looking to see what happens over here. Let's do another little Fibonacci. Because once again, it's all relative to one another. Once again, I don't care how you trade. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, like what you get your stuff from. So area interest on GJ for me will be right here, and that's not based off of the fib. It just aligns perfectly with the fib. My thing is just off of this trend line right here. Okay, and people are like, oh, like you trade so basic. Like, fam, why are you complicating stuff for yourself? You know, like you don't need to complicate anything. And yes, I understand that the monthly wick or whatever, you know, monthly candle on GJ is looking bearish. For those joining my live, you know, so you guys understand, I am recording this live. Okay, so I will put this in my Telegram. You know, if you want to pay attention and just listen, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is, but it's too much for me to hold the phone right now and do all of this other shit, right? Right here, what we're looking at, we're also looking at, this could potentially be, you know what I'm saying, like an inverted hammer, spinning bottom, doji, so on and so forth. But you can see price came all the way. You got all this upside, indecision. We're probably going to come down here, you know what I'm saying, retest like a weekly low, previous weekly low, then continue all the way up, right? So that's what I'm looking at on GJ. And I just woke up in a good mood, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just fucking sleep for like fucking couple hours, dog. I don't know. It was just gone, fam. All right, so you know we'll be looking at stuff back to the upside. Once again, that's drawn from a weekly level on a daily level. If you do want to take, you know, some targets, because like I tell everyone, pay yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone is concerned about catching the fucking pips, and you know, catching pips. Like, bro, like, are you really catching pips? Or are you just taking screenshots? You know what I'm saying? Because like I promise y'all, I fucking close my positions, and then the screenshots come afterward. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care for fucking social media, bro. Like that's why you guys like me, because like I'm being honest, dog. We probably are never going to meet, and if we do meet, you know what I'm saying, like I'd actually be surprised. So we've done AU, we've done GA, GN, GCAD, GJ. All right, USD CAD, this is what I'm looking at on a weekly level. So I'm gonna draw this little, we're gonna draw, definitely about to draw a little zone right here, this little level. This zone is about, yeah, we'll go like this. Bong. Zone is just a larger area of support and resistance. Once again, if you don't know that, you know, I'm nobody fucking special, but you know, it's things that I fucking learned. Right. So we are seeing that we are at an area level of resistance. Once again, the last time we haven't broken through this level actually since October, November-ish, right? Since then we've been on a downtrend. Obviously we came down to some yearly lows or whatever like that. Yeah, like we came down to some yearly lows over here and then just rejected all the way back up because that's a strong demand zone. Okay. So now moving from actually monthly, you can see super bullish, super bullish, super bullish, right? But if we draw our Fibonacci, so we've only been drawing fibs from the upside. Let's draw it on this monthly level to the downside, right? Now, if we go to a weekly time frame, so you guys understand that like your bias can change anytime, but these tools, no one is more superior in trading. The reason why people feel they are more superior in trading is because they have a strategy, or the reason why you feel people are more superior in trading than others is because they have a strategy that really works for them and shit like that, okay? So if we're looking over here from the downside, once again, just drawing the fibs off of this, look how many times we haven't broken this level, right? You talk about rejections, this is what a rejection looks like, and this is what a rejection means. A rejection is a price level that price failed to break. Literally, that's it. So you got one rejection. These are all weekly candles. One. So since August, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can add these two over here as well. So that's about fucking 12 rejections or whatever on UCAD at this one point. 1.33 level. If we're going to count the rejections on this 1.30 31,800 level, we have one rejection and then two rejections, right? So some, we just kind of early to call it a double top or whatever like that, which is why I'm just marking off rejections so people can understand how I'm looking at the charts, because I'm deleting this fib because I got way too much shit on my charts right now. So yes, I'll be looking for UCAD shorts. All right, in my shorts, you know, I have no problem setting a sell limit on UCAD because UCAD doesn't even move that fast. UCAD moves fast when it wants to, right? So actually, we're gonna put it up here at the top of this wick, call it 850 or something like that, and then we will ride this all the way back down. All right, so that's what I'm looking for on UCAD. Now, since keeping with the theme on UCAD, let me hit my blunt real quick. Keeping with the theme on UCAD and oil are inversely related. So with that being said, they tend to move in the opposite direction, not always. And you know, that's just because a pair is correlated doesn't mean that they always move in the same fucking direction. All right. So that's UCAD. Sticking with the theme on UCAD, actually, we're just gonna move down to EU. Then I'm gonna go down to something else. All right. So for everyone looking at EU is lining up heavily for buys, right? You know, I called this W pattern successfully. I called this right here. This is where we took sales from the rejection. This is when I was doing the Telegram group. So, you know, you guys follow me, you can see that, you know, we catch pips on a weekly and daily basis. I'm just doing this because I feel like a lot of us need to get better, right? So what we like to call this, okay, you guys can see this. You see this monthly candle? This monthly candle is called a monthly reset, okay? So pretty much price drove all the way up. You know, now in the January, we're coming all the way back down, right? But if we look at it, we are actually at a support level from November, so to say. The wicks don't really mean anything. If I want to draw some basic ass trend line like this, you'll actually see what I'm talking about on a weekly level, right? So bust down to a weekly time frame. All right, let's delete that. Delete that. All right, what are we looking at? We can see that we have actually, it seems that we have one rejection, two rejections, and this is a third rejection, even though like we're closing below it. I'm not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this should be a spin and something. You know, we may come down a little bit lower to this, just for institutional level. You know, we have potential to come all the way back down to here. So let me do this. Draw zone. Draw zone from the daily real quick. Right? So I'm actually going to draw my zone like this. All right. So I'll be looking for buys, something like this. Bam. All right. So we'll be looking for buys on EU like this. All right. Just keeping it simple, you know, just understanding what happened all the way back up here. We had this rejection off of this trend line, came all the way back down, resetted. This all the way up here. This is the month of December, and this reset on the downtrend is the month of January. So understanding that, you know what I'm saying, that'll help you. I know that because I just busted down from the higher time frame, but you can look at the bottom down here, December, and then look, you know, January is when it started going down. So you guys see. So Bong, I'm looking for that. It is raining if you can't hear that. We are, how many pairs we are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are 8 pairs in. All right. AJ. Oh my God. How perfect is this, right? I didn't have to do anything. We're just going to expand our zone, bro. So AJ looks perfect. I can already just see, you know, it looks like a nice head and shoulders pattern. I'll expand my zone like this. You know, what we're going to do, once again, you know, I'll do some automatic traded on this one. I'll set a buy limit or a buy stop or something. AJ, I like to keep the stop losses 25 pip maximum. You know, the secondary pairs don't move that fast. But before we do that, let's just go down to a monthly time frame, keep the theme consistent. right? So we can see once again, monthly reset, we had this break. Price doesn't just move all the way up like that, especially on these secondary pairs, right? You know, so there has to be resets, you know what I mean? So pretty much we had this reset. We're coming all the way back down, weekly level. Let's see what we have on this weekly. You know, we had this beautiful ass inverted hammer that, you know, gave you indication for sells because this is at the top of because this is at the top of an uptrend. This inverted hammer does indicate selling pressure, even though it closed green. You know, don't play yourself, pay yourself. Always and forever, forever. Right, so bong, we can see price wicked all the way down to this level right here. We may, you know, come down a little bit lower, but I'm looking for buys on the AU pairs. I like to keep them 35, 40 pips. I'm in and out real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, my patience on them is very thin. Once again, you know, my bread and butter has always been 50 to 75 pips, and I try to do 2 to 3 trades a day. So if I'm closing out 3 trades, 50 pips, you know what I'm saying, 30 pips, like I'm okay with that. You know, that's been working for me, and I'm getting better at sticking with my plan and strategy and not worrying about what's going on with social media and everyone else catching more pips than me. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I'm living quite fucking comfortable. No flex. All right. So we will do this. Levels, right? So 3 take profit points. All right. AUD CAD, same thing. I am expecting this to, you know, have a nice little, let me see, actually. I'm expecting it to have a nice little bullish run. Okay. Look at this. This indecision. This is a beautiful fucking buy-in pressure right here. So probably gonna come down and retest again. But look, if I draw this trend line from right here, you know, and you don't want to make things forced. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't looked at this pair in a little bit. I looked at it previously when it was up here and I lost, which is why these lines are here. It took a while. I had entered like right here and was thinking price was going to go up to this third line. Went up to the second for like a stop point and then continued all the way down. So understanding what you're looking at is important. You know what I mean? One other thing too, you know, just put in this little zone. Let's just, you know, edit that a little bit. So when price gets down here, we'll see what happens. If it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? If we miss a trade, we miss a trade. But, you know, one thing that you want to do, you want to get in the habit of not chasing shit. You know, like, there's no need to chase trades, bro. The market does the same thing over and over again. It's up to you to figure out how long it's going to take you to catch the move and understand that the market really does do similar things, similar patterns, so on and so forth, right? So we'll do that. Doesn't mean that it's going to get all the way there, but, you know, I'll keep it at this second one right here. All right, so 170 pip gain, so on and so forth. All right, so that is about like 4 pairs. EG, on EG, we're probably going to have a retest. So look, on this EG, what's good, cuz? On EG right here, so, you know, I'm going over the pairs or whatever, doing my Forex shit. On this EG right here, we're probably going to have a retest to this 85 level or this 80. Actually, not the 85 level. We'll have a retest right here. Look. That's where we'll get our retest. We'll get our retest at these levels. And then it'll come back down. Oops. We'll get our retest somewhere like this. And then this will continue all the way back down. They might pull some funky shit and work all the way up, so it is what it is. But we'll probably get something like that. 160. Right. And then what are we looking at? On EN, I don't want to get into EN because I haven't traded that in a little bit. But I want everyone to see what I'm talking about on this gold shit right here, right? Because, like, literally, like, this is what I see. Okay. So for gold, if we go to the monthly, you guys can see literally, like, look at the year from 2018. 2018 has just been all the way bullish on gold. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to stop, but I want to draw my zone from this trend line all the way right here because I told people that price is going to retrace all the way back down here and then fucking fly back up, right? It's just how the market is going to move. Whether it happens, you know, these next few weeks, you know, in one day, so on and so forth. one, the last candle that we had on the weekly, previous weekly from like last week, 2 weeks ago, we closed in a hammer, right? So because we closed in a hammer, the market is already indicating that we're about to fucking fly up. You know what I'm saying? Like, not indicating, but how many pips is that? It's like 300 pips or some shit. It's like 400 pips, right? However, what I am thinking now, I'm gonna open up my chart, right? I mean, open up my what's it called? Open up whatever you call this right here, the news for the week, right? So this is what I'm thinking. We need to have the market needs to set up because there needs to be a really, really, really good move happening, right? So Tuesday we got some, CB consumer confidence, blah blah blah. AUD news, AUD news. I have that. My phone just died or whatever, so like it is what it is. You know what I mean? AUD news. I have CPI whatever on Tuesday as well. However, what I'm looking for on Wednesday, this federal funds rate, the rate is not going to change. They cut the rate last year. So for them to cut the rate again, it doesn't make any fucking sense. The economy is doing okay right now. I live in America, right? We're doing quite all right. The only thing really happening is like all of this war shit, but like financially we seem to be doing okay. So what I did see, you see it right here. We closed right at this level from January 7th. So I'm expecting a reject just back to this zone. Whether or not it comes all the way back down, I'm literally looking for something like this. It's basic as fuck. Where's the arrow at? The brush. Here we go. So one, this is the resistance level. You guys can see, right? So that's one rejection. This is the second rejection. I'm looking for it to come down, right? Like I told you, somewhere into this zone right here, and then we will pull all the way back up. You know what I mean? It may or may not be a straight shot all the way like that, but if it does, goddamn, y'all looking for something beautiful. I'll even say that we could have a whole motherfucking whatever. I don't know. I'm confusing myself, honestly. I don't understand this. 78 pips. Bro, where's the stop loss at? So wait, I think that's it like that. Some shit like that. I think I changed how my stuff was formatted, so it's confusing the fuck out of me. Plus, I'm smoking. So, anyways, I'm looking for something like that. Even if we don't get all the way down here, just like I told you guys on IG, 1550. So, like, you guys understand, I'll even just draw a horizontal line because it doesn't matter. But this level right here, that 1550 or whatever, that's going to be, and that's a potential liquidity fill zone. But that is like my area of interest right there. All right, so that's my bias on gold just for the upcoming week. And then, I'll go over GBP USD. Once again, like I've been saying on all the GBP pairs, they're going to continue running bullish, so we'll do something like this, or even at the bottom of this zone and all the way back up. XRP, I'm actually waiting to see if this level holds, so I will show you guys what I'm looking for. Right, so I need another bounce off of this 21.5 area right here because it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes sense, and then I'll be looking for this. Actually, no, I'll be looking for the long run. Oh yeah, no, that's cool. XRP pisses me off. The cryptocurrencies I like to get in and get out. I've been having like hit or misses with them and shit lately, so it's been upsetting me. And then oil, okay. So with oil, as we can see, yo, fam. Don't get me started with oil, but I'm looking for the long run to the upside, all right? So I'm gonna do a long position from the bottom of my zone and just be fucking, you know what I'm saying, optimistic. But look, if we able to catch all of this, bro, I'm leaving this open for months, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I might leave this open until April and shit. That's probably really long. I'm never gonna do that. Gotta pay swaps, the swaps and shit, like daily or whatever. All right, so right, like I said, I was looking for buys right here. This is where I messed up last week. All right. So once again, you're not a good trader if you can't understand where you fucked up. All right. So I didn't understand and realize. Now I'm looking at my chart, and I showed you guys last week that prices was trading between this channel right here, this ascending channel that I had, right? So I entered a buy right here. I was up like 90 pips, didn't close out. Didn't see the price had came all the way back down to stop me out. Entered another buy right here, was up or whatever, like 50 some pips or whatever. Hit my stop loss to break even into the buy, and then it actually hit my stop loss. So I took a loss and then actually stopped trading oil because like I just lost on oil. The other two trades broke even. I took a loss on oil, so I was like, I'm good. That's part of my 3 strikeout rule. I didn't fucking win, you know what I'm saying? But like the third time I entered, I lost. So like I'm good on it. And I'm glad that I didn't fucking break my rules because, you know, oil just died, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? CAD news came out and it fucking died. It died. I entered right here, was up, you know what I'm saying? Once again, it retested this 56 level area and then died another 200 pips. So in 1 week, look, in 1 week, oil fell pips, bro. Fell like 500 pips. That's insane. So I'm looking to catch it on the way back up. And that's the most we're going to get into that one. One other thing I want to look at, okay, the dollar index. The reason why I'm looking for, you know, do you guys see I just drew my zone from over, I just extended it. The zone has already been here. This 98 level has been, you know, pretty important for me in the past. If I draw this trend line just from the, you know, top side or whatever, you know, we can see that, you know, you can call it a trend line. I just drew it. It is what it is. Doesn't matter if it works or not, but, you know, 1, 2, respectively, then we're probably going to come down. So if we do the line chart correlation, so people can, you know, understand how to overlay stuff. And I learned this. I forgot who I learned this from, but this was important for my understanding. I think I learned this from Uncle Ted, if I'm being honest. I'll change this to a line chart right here. Okay. So you guys see how they move similar, right? Literally, the dollar index is made up about 60% of Euro, USD. So we'll get out of that. So pretty much, you know, I just went over a few of these. I wish you guys successful trading. The only thing that I ask is if you guys are going to, you know, if this does benefit you, just send me a DM. You don't got to shout me out or something like that, but just be like, yo, you know what I mean? Like good shit. Oh my God, how could I forget about this? I got 2 more to fucking to show you guys. 2 more. My fault, fam. 2 more. Okay. So I'm looking for buys on INU as well. You guys already know I'm actually in a buy somewhere around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I'm somewhere in the buy. I'm up like 20, 30 pips or some shit like that. I kept it open. I don't really care if it closes. It is, I will re-enter. It's a slow ass pair. So just using this fib real quick, right? We stopped off at our, you know, we're rejecting off our 50% level right here, right? So, you know, that aligns perfectly. I'm looking for buys. Like I said, I'm in buys or whatever, but, you know, just adding another position, you know, I'd feel more comfortable doing it somewhere like right here, halfway between, delete the fib because you don't need it. And then we're looking at something like that on INU. You also can do this if we want to. We can draw a trend line, right? So we can do something like this. Your trend lines don't have to be perfect. You know, like I'm actually gonna draw a trend line on a daily time frame. Yeah, that works. I don't like it. We'll do it. We'll do a zone. That trend line seems like it's forced. So I will do a zone from zone like this. And my zone may or may not be right. You know, once again, the hell with it, doesn't matter. But if you guys look at this, you know, this is the last pair I'm gonna look at, UJ. All right, so on UJ, I'm expecting, you know, price to come all the way up here, create another double top somewhere along here, right? So this is what I'm expecting for the week. We're gonna come back up here somehow. Once we get that Fed rate release, it's gonna die again, then gold's gonna fly up and shit, right? So we'll have something like that. So I hope you guys learned something. Once again, just going over it. So this is AU, that's GU2, GN3, GCAT4, GJ5, UCAT6, EU7, didn't do EA, AJ8, ACAT9, EG10, Gold 11, GU12, XRP, XRP 13, fuck Bitcoin, oil 15, some shit like that, 14, 15, 16. I went over like 16 pairs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like in this one, I'll show you guys. I'm looking for this right here. So we'll be looking for a nice long, and then we'll be looking for a short. Look for a long and then a beautiful short position. So, oh no, there we go. Yep, short position. So we are looking for something like that. All right. So hopefully everyone enjoys, you know, Forex Fargo checking out. You know, if you guys do catch some pips, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, send me a DM and everything, and stay blessed. Hopefully you learn something, all right? Fargo out.